everybody. It's Miss Allie. Welcome to Mini-Mo Online. I'm just, practicing knocking down some blocks because in our story today, we've got lots of knocking downs that we're doing. So we've been learning about kids in the Bible because the Bible, is not just for grown-ups, it's also for kids too. And there's some really cool kids in the Bible and God uses them to do really cool things. So our hand motions that we've been learning is you can be used by God. You ready? Let's do it one more time. You can be used by God. Last week we talked about Samuel and he was 11 when God spoke to him. This week we're going to learn about a guy named Josiah. Now Josiah became king of God's people. And you know how old he was? You ready? Drum roll please. He was 8. What? He was 8 years old when he became king of God's people. When I was 8, I don't know about you guys, but all I cared about was how much frosting was on my Pop-Tart and what cartoon I was going to watch that day. He had to rule over God's people when he was 8 years old. Now, King Josiah, he collected money from the temple because he was going to rebuild it. And so when he collected all this money, he gave it to people to rebuild the temple. And when they were rebuilding it, they found something in there. You know what they found? They found a scroll with God's laws on it. And Hilkiah, the high priest of that day, ran back and said, "We've got to give this to King Josiah." So they gave it to King Josiah and he read it. And he was so upset, guys, because this was God's law. And he realized that God's people were not following God. And so he took the scroll and he read it out loud to the people. And this is the fun part. You ready? He realized in all of the land, there were idols everywhere. Now, an idol to them was this built thing that they built and they would bow down and they would worship it. But an idol is anything that you put above God, anything that you love more than God. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be something that's built. And he went around and knocked them all down. He smashed them. He hit them. He burned them. He threw ashes everywhere. He destroyed all of these idols and he taught the people of God to follow God. And he was king for 31 years. And this all started when he was only 8 years old. One of my favorite verses about King Josiah is found in 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 25. And I love it. I'm going to read it to you. Neither before nor after King Josiah was there a king like him who turned to the Lord as he did with all of his heart, with all of his soul, and with all of his strength. See, God's people had a lot of really bad kings that didn't follow God, but King Josiah, his whole life, followed God with all of his heart, with all of his soul, and with all of his mind, and he taught the people to worship and love God too. And that's so cool. And it all started when he became king when he was only 8. So guys, God can use you just like he used King Josiah to do really awesome things to help people learn and follow God. So remember, you can be used by God. I see you guys next week. I hope you have a great week.